Good day, everybody. Back in the cave again. So I don't know. I just feel once again, thanks everyone. You know who you are. For those who watch or subscribe, or those who watch and don't subscribe, doesn't matter. I hope maybe you can take away a little bit from each video that I do, and I learn from your comments. So like and subscribe. Keep doing it. So, I mean, it's just these topics that I come up with, I feel are important, and sometimes others don't, and that's cool. But, I've been tricked more than once on this journey. And what I mean by that is it's another hard learning experience, meaning that when we go by reviews or specs or white papers or these kinds of things, when we're making our decisions, which unfortunately sometimes we're not allowed, we can't get that piece of equipment in to actually hear, listen to, actually most of the time, unless you're rolling on the used market, which what I try to tell people time and time again, it's a pretty safe bet, right? To educate yourself. So when I mean tricked, I just say, okay, this amp says on the papers it's 200 watts per channel. So right away in the early days, my mind is going to say, oh man, that's going to be it's going to have so much slam and so much power and effortless bass, effortless at low volume, these kinds of things. So this is just one example. And then I get it here with already a preconceived notion that that's going to be the case. And then it's just utterly abysmal. It's not even close. It's lean. It's got no bass extension at all. I can't even feel anything in the chair. That's happened more than once. And if you relate what it says on the paper compared to what you're experiencing, it's two different sides of the spectrum, guys. It's not even close. And it's funny because some of these were these really, really hyped out products that were coming out of these. And I'm not knocking China because I love it, but they were Chinese products, amplifiers. And anemic. Just horrible, man. And I've had that experience with brands that are also made in pretty sought after countries. So the lesson I'm trying to convey here is that, when you're reading these reviews, if that's all you got to go by when you're wanting to really make a purchase, you need to really think it through and try to find some similarities if there's multiple reviews done on a product, because sometimes the same thing keeps popping up, right? Some commonalities are really going to help you if you're going to decide that way. Me, I just say, look, learn the used market, test products that way. It's just a safer way to roll when it comes to finances. But, another myth here is speaker efficiency. Oh man, efficient speakers hate power. They don't need it. They don't like it. Well, I've proven that to be wrong. I've had some low power tube amps a couple times with some very efficient speakers. And yeah, it sounded great, but when I hooked up some power to it, there was no comparison in the low frequency, the effortless bass that the speakers were able to portray. And that's my style of listening, right? I'm not a Fleetwood lover because I just feel there's no reason for me to want that kind of topology because it limits the speakers that I'm able to own. Although tube power, that's another learning experience. Usually it feels way above what the numbers say, especially with the 845. Absolutely blown away when I first bought the 518, rated at 22 watts per channel. And this thing hammered out some of those big number solid state amps that I've had in the room with ease in all areas. Grunt, slam, low, effortless bass at low volume. These are the kinds of things. So this is, again, the complexity of this hobby. It never ends. Like, I could do videos infinitely on different things of complexities of this hobby, right? So yeah, the efficiency of the speakers, it's shown me time and time again, you got to get it into your room. The room in your space is going to be the true dictator of the truth, regardless of the design, regardless of anything, the numbers written down on the paper. And I'd love to hear comments on examples that you've experienced, similar to what I'm trying to talk about here, because it's happened many, many, many times. Like another example, people are going to look at name specs. I'm a fan of the brand. It's just not really my sound. It's a very explosive, powerful sound. But anyway, if you turn the volume up a tiny bit, I mean, their flagship integrated is 70 watts per channel. Yet, again, it felt more powerful than a couple of these power amps that I had and integrated that had very, very high power ratings. You know? Yeah, Name's one of the classics when it comes to power. It is so powerful. Even the little Atom, when I had it, it can slam, rated at 40 watts, guys. So, you know, I don't know what to say about the 2-watt amps. I've only owned one of those, and it just, I don't know, maybe in a closet or something, or with these huge, usually the efficient speakers, guy, the really, really efficient speakers are going to be large. And again, in this day and age, unless you've been in real estate for decades, you're not going to have a huge space to listen to music. That's just the way it is. And these speakers can get really big, you know, big, huge boxes with those 105. Look at the Cornwalls, man. Who has space for those speakers? You know, I like the brand, but I mean, they're just not for me. They're just too darn big, right? 104 dB. My buddy has them, and he prefers putting more power into that 104 dB to get the bass, to get the life of the music going, the foundation of the music. And I'm not a bass head. It has to be there. It has to be an overall balanced presentation. It has to pressurize the room. So, I don't know. I just think it's a great header. I've been tricked. You know, I assumed that dangerous word of assumption, right? And I get guys with the assumptions on the comments about my room, about all kinds of stuff. It's one of the most dangerous ways to roll in life. You know, what is it? Content before investigation? Just get yourself into trouble with that, you know. I always say, why don't you come over and see if it in fact echoes? Because it doesn't, right? But yeah, I think it's a great video, especially for people that haven't been down the road. You should listen to this video because you can't go by what's written down or what you read. All you can go by is what it does in your room, how it presents in your room. So anyways, guys, have yourselves a great weekend. You know, I'll try to think more about the videos I put out. I'm in no real rush to do it. I just got a ton of time on my hands now on my break, so I want to keep putting it out there. So like and subscribe, guys. Thanks for showing the love the way you do. Cheers, guys.